A Widower's First Year, John Crawford. Friday, September 4, 2015. Entry number 21. Grieving Eyes. My world has taken on a sedate and forlorn look since you passed into the spirit world, my beloved Betty. It is hard to see the beauty in the morning dew. The clouds no longer capture images. They just bear contrast to the lonely blue sky. The valleys and mountains are just territory, needing to be traversed. The trees, plants, and flowers seeking to adorn the earth find no appreciation in me. The sun, moon, stars, and planets are void of the wonder they once held. Grieving eyes have blinded me to all we once cherished, all we looked upon with childlike anticipation, and all we once thought made sense. I have never cried so much in my 64 years. I think I have infancy beat. I know, of course, it's normal, and fellow grievers in the support groups have admitted to crying several times a day, if not more. I believe in the truth of this, but I'd like to add another element. We are shedding the tears of our departed also. And the more I think about it, the more I buy into it. Betty's consciousness was compromised the last couple days before she passed into the spirit world. And I'm not sure if she thought about her dying. She did not bring it up, and neither did I. I know in the depth of her being she thought there was a chance she'd pull through, and I did also. My bringing up dying in her compromised state would have been so unfair to her, so the conversation of her leaving the corporal self never happened, and now I am weeping her tears over the sadness of our last days and nights together. Days and nights where silence prevailed, and the time to say goodbye, even for a brief moment, never came. Saturday, September 5, 2015. Entry number 22. I linger. When I step outside and get to the car, I lean against the car. Anyone watching would think I'm waiting for someone, or if they know me, will think I'm waiting for Betty. I don't know how long, maybe a few minutes. I open the car door and get in. I don't start the car right away. I don't have to go anywhere, and when I do start the car, I will have decided. The grocery store is a safe bet. I will probably find the something I may need as I walk up and down the aisles. The first aisle I go to is the organic one, and realize as I stand there leaning over the carriage bar that old habits die hard. What the hell am I doing here? I certainly don't feel the need to extend my life with organic food. I move on and look up with a smile toward Betty and imagine her frown as I fill the cart with anything containing a lot of calories and high amounts of saturated fat. Needless to say, fiber is of no concern. I then tell her I'm sorry, and know way before the food could do any damage, she would arrange for one of the dark angels to take me out. I am sure by this time, 3 months and 14 days, Betty will have made connections everywhere. I know walking faster is what some folks think I need to do, because by moving along I will probably miss some of the food memories. And that's okay, because you have to move on. Maybe. The entrance of that thought into my mind makes me angry. And the thought of missing a memory, no matter how painful, brings me to a very sad place. I don't want to be spared. I want any and all grief has to offer. Moving on is overrated. I know I will never forget Betty, and that goes without saying, but it is the now I want to preserve. I linger in the now to maintain the immediacy of her loss. I wonder if the lingering is my way of prolonging that slice of the pendulum blade, wanting the memory bleed to continue out of love and respect for the love we had. I understand that grief is a formidable opponent, and there is nothing fair in its waiting behind the curtain for the right moment to cripple one. I have no choice but to withstand the assault and welcome it, for it defines the wonderful love we had for each other, continue to have, and the overwhelming loss. The hands of time are held tight by grief, and I don't see them going beyond 1:05 a.m., May 23rd, 2015. Tuesday, September 8th, 2015, entry number 23. All the world's a stage. And then Bill writes about the men and women as players with their exits and entrances. I find it curious he doesn't write entrances and exits. Maybe I'm missing something. Today has been difficult, a lot of crying, and after one of the spells, the Shakespeare quote popped into my head. Who knows why? And I saw myself on a stage without furniture, without lamps, without wall paintings, without Betty. I do not have Betty to say my lines to. After a while, my eyes adapt to the darkness, and I realize the only adjustment is being able to see the edge of the stage. I surmise at best I don't fall off the stage, but have an inkling that at some point in the play, the worst may be the best. The director has not shown up, and I am not sure what to do with pages and pages of dialogue, or I should say monologue. I sit on the stage floor and give them a cursory look, knowing a more focused and attentive reading still will drive me closer to the edge, and I am not sure that's in a pending script. It has been days and weeks now with no show of the director. I do hear what sounds like stage direction given in whispers, but not loud enough to discern. I'm not keen on anyone making an entrance. The loneliness I feel is due to the absence of Betty. I would question the value of anyone on the stage at this point, but I am beginning to derive a little comfort from the sound of backstage whispers. The pages for the previous act are not to be found, so reliance on memory fills some of the abundance of time left to me. I say abundance because grief seems to stretch the boundaries as if time can be said to have boundaries. I never thought there would come a day I could survive a life without light, but here I am. Each day is tentative and full of trembling hesitation. One morning I did wake to find some items strewn about the stage. They are difficult to make out. Sometimes my mind plays tricks on me, and I swear I hear and see Betty make an entrance. I check the stage floor to see if any pages fell from the catwalk, and I find none. My pockets are empty, thinking the director slipped some pages in while I was asleep. I stand quietly hoping to hear and see, but nothing. Benign silence seems to be the prevalent theme of this current production. I will admit to the darkness sometimes getting the better of me, but I believe in time the backstage whispers will become intelligible and the stage will become visible. Love and peace, John.